Okay, I call this meeting of the Tallulah Falls Planning and Zoning Commission on July 14 at 6:21 to order. First item is adoption of the agenda as presented for today's meeting, July 14, 2026. Can I get a motion for approval? Make a motion. Okay, in a second, okay, all in favor? The next item is approval of the minutes for the last meeting on May 12th, 2026. Can I get a motion for approval? Okay. All right, all in favor?
Well, I think I have to second. I'll
Okay.
second.
Okay, so the first item is old business, and still in the discussion regarding the proposal for Michelle Moore and Trish Dare regarding possibly adding more short-term vacation rentals in Tallulah Falls. The concerns that seem to keep coming up at our meetings are enforcement of any issues. Things like if there's a noise disturbance, who gets called? Is it fair to change the zoning rules for only a few people? Would that lead to any kind of lawsuits? Who in Tallulah Falls government would make sure the owners are following the rules set up for the short-term rentals? And, the roads really not being able to hold, the traffic that may come with the rentals. Those seem to keep coming up every time. I'm wondering if we want to maybe table the discussions for now and see once that, the short-term rentals that are being built are built, see what kind of problems they entail and how we can handle them. What do you guys think? I mean, we can continue discussing it and come up with the same things, or table it, or just completely end it, but I think this is gonna keep coming up.
Yeah, I don't think do we have any clear guidance from what council wants us to do?
Not real, no, I mean, and I just think we can table it, then we know it's on, we can, instead of keep on discussing the same things over and over again, we know it's still there and we can bring it up anytime, because do you guys agree this is gonna come up again?
I think so. I don't think we're gonna get any resolution. I mean, I don't think we can do any resolution if we don't know what we're trying to
Right,
do, like what we want to accomplish.
yes.
Other than talk about it.
So, do we want to table it for now?
Can we ask council to give us direction on what they want us to do? To point us so we can be productive with it?
Sure.
I mean, I just hate to beat a dead horse, for lack of better words, but
Right, yeah, I agree, yeah.
because
Okay.
I don't feel like it's fair to string them along either.
Right, yeah, it's either
They want to know.
for now, we have to say no, but we'll keep it on the table for, whatever. If that's,
What gives them clear direction for what they want us to do?
okay,
Other than,
I think since it's been brought up by the community members,
Mhm.
that we owe some kind of
yeah,
explanation for where we're at with it, and it's more involved than these meetings once a month, and it's hard to have a discussion via any other way.
well, you can't.
Yeah, so there's a lot, we're coming up to a lot of these challenges where the workload that's required of us in order to investigate this is high. And it's doable, but if we are going in a direction that the city council isn't even gonna entertain, it would be a huge waste of resources and we are limited in our resources, so we do need clear and direct. I guess I would say communication. I mean, have they read the proposal by?
oh, yes, they've been given the proposal by,
Okay.
yeah.
So if they could give us feedback on their plate, where they're at with it. I've done a lot of research, in the area of Tallulah Falls and the lease lots and the amount of short-term rentals that we could offer for, interim to discover if this is something that we want to, offer to openly to everyone, or if we wanna just start out small and offer maybe 5 to 10 applications. And then see how that goes for like 1 year, rather than sign up for, I think they had mentioned like maybe 5 years, and, you know, it could be the worst 5 years to the fall's history. It would be the best, but it would be nice to slow that down, and because of the reservations from myself included, the community wondering what are the safety precautions, noise ordinances, et cetera, we can discover that. But to do that is a big ask. So if it's not even on the table, we can use our resources to delegate other places right now that I think are very important that we need to be discussing.
Okay, and I mean, Tallulah Falls does have a short-term vacation rental ordinance.
Yes.
So a lot of the work is done. But again, I think those 4 issues that I went over, the biggest one being enforcement of any issues that come up.
That was really, I mean, that was really laid out. In there to me, how they were gonna handle it, if somebody makes a complaint that they have to have somebody that's on call. 24 hours, that they have to get there, that if you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is okay, here's a scenario. My neighbor, 12 o'clock at night, I'm trying to sleep, they're making noise. Do I call Linda? Do I call the police? My idea too is, what I think we should do, and again, this is if this is ever done, is make them responsible. Call them directly, have a listing of all short-term rental managers or whatever you wanna call them. Online on Tallulah Falls website, because are you gonna wake up Linda at midnight? Are the police even gonna come out for a noise call? I don't know the answers to this, and our city is so small. I mean, we don't have a police force to handle something like that, they're not, I don't
No,
know.
we don't, they're not here 24
That's
hours.
what I was gonna say, right? And is Raven County gonna? Come out or Habersham? I mean, I don't know the answer to that.
Currently, if you own an STR, then you have to be within 2 hours of being able to arrive at the destination.
Well, it's 25 miles, and
Okay,
you have to show up within 2 hours.
yeah,
But again, we're not, who's
But yeah,
getting
who's
them
gonna call
out
you,
there?
make you come out?
oh, like you could say you wouldn't do, see, then I think you could be in violation of the bylaw.
No.
Who's gonna tell you that you need to come out over here?
Yeah, like, okay, I'm the person who is, I want to talk to somebody because
And
it's
it's
midnight,
yes.
and who am I?
What
talking to?
number are you calling?
Yes, exactly,
And then how many people does that go through before it actually gets to settlers?
right,
Well, and that could be controlled by being very transparent with, like, let's say we offered 5 licenses in the community. So those 5 people would have to be very transparent.
but you're still not, I mean, it's gotta
This
be
is already on the books.
written down on an ordinance, who are you calling? Who am I calling to complain?
I mean, are you
I don't know
calling
if
like
the-
Fred himself, the owner of the house?
That's what whoever they put in as owner or manager should be the one to get the call, that's what I think. I think that list should be on our Tallulah Falls website. And, cause how else? We're too small of a town, right, to do any of that?
I mean, we really are. It's a very niche situation too. We really are.
Then it falls into. At what point does it become harassment? If somebody's just repeatedly calling you about your house when it's really not
Right,
a big deal.
right,
When it's something that's like, well, is it annoying? Absolutely.
yeah,
Is it legal? Unfortunately, we're in the time zone. I mean, I don't know that I would want to give that out and have a
right,
complainer.
I
only for
see
that
what you're
reason,
saying,
because
yes.
Then that creates a whole different.
Yeah, cause if you don't like somebody who's owning a rental in the neighborhood, you might harass them. I
Yeah,
get that.
and I mean, and I think putting the city in between those 2 people needs to happen too for that reason, just because
I mean, do we
the
have,
person that's complaining that's nitpicking
Yeah,
needs to be told.
to stop,
"You're
we can't,
overrunning,
yeah,
and
right,
This is
yeah,
harassment, you're getting to the point where it's just kind of harassment.
Right.
You're-
right,
Take your medicine.
I get that. So, I mean, and this is why I'm, to to add any more rentals. I mean, there are rentals, a few rentals here.
Yeah, the long-term rentals, like 30 days.
No,
I think
no,
there's that one over there.
yeah, like the
On
Irvin's own one or
Oh, there,
two.
yeah,
Yeah.
the business district, which
Right.
is like a whole nother.
There, I don't think there's anybody over there besides that one.
So
it's
nobody
like-
would hear them or
yeah,
anything,
And
yeah.
then they're on the Irvings, I think, had cabins on the way
Yeah.
over there.
And Anne would be a good person to talk to. I mean,
Yeah,
she
about-
would have a good, I mean, she's been doing this for maybe 12 years.
Yeah,
So she would have good understanding of her experience. I mean, she runs a very rigid ship. It's a tight ship. So, I mean, if we wanted any kind of discovery of what it's been like in Toulouseville specifically, because it is so niche, she may be the person to connect with, even if it's just on an informal,
yeah, correct.
just conversation. You know, it can bring up things we could not fathom because she's the only one that's been doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we just need really clear.
I did go to them in the beginning when we started this and I emailed all of them and the only one that got back to me was Craig. And he said he had a conflict, so he wouldn't even be able to talk about it. So I mean, I'll go again, I'll tell Linda, listen, we're at a standstill here, you know, we need guidance, do you?
Yeah, because there's no point in us working on anything, putting anything together for it to be something council has no interest in.
Right,
Or they're in a completely different direction.
okay, we'll try that again and see what happens.
And I think we need to take into consideration, the road work. That they're doing too, because that, I don't know why they have plans for that when that's happening and. That's gonna be like,
The Main Street is getting.
all the way, well,
Is
the
it Main
DOT
Street?
is looking at putting in their rails to trails.
Yeah, is that
And had-
along the lake, not Main Street, but the, you know, the,
River Street.
yes,
It comes somehow, I think it starts up here by the bridge.
okay,
It comes around on Main Street and then it's like right here, this four-way,
okay,
and we'll turn and go all the way up. To where the Urbans have their lake lot, you know, have you been up that way?
is that on Torora Circle?
No, it's right here.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
Oh, are you talking about the short-term rental thing?
Well, the rails to trails will follow the old rail bed,
Okay,
and they've had, people out here, surveyors out here for months.
so really,
If you drive up, all the orange everywhere that's marked on the trees and on the side on the road is from surveyors trying to determine. I guess give the DOT direction as to what they're gonna do, because
okay,
that fight, that will. If it widens everything, that.
I don't know, how could it widen it? There's not,
So I don't know how you're gonna put two cars, a bike and a walker all on the same
right,
road, but that will help with some of the. Pushbacks. Also for, that Fry Street one for.
what do you
Or-
mean it'll help, would it
Well,
help?
part of the reason is the roads are so terrible and they're
Yeah.
putting all these other people on it that have no clue what they're doing and who's gonna yield to who, and
Okay,
now you're gonna put bikes on it and walkers for this trail. Hopefully. the
Oh,
trail-
you're talking about foot traffic.
Yeah,
I was thinking walkers.
and no, there's certain times of the day, I mean, you can't see people when the sun is shining certain ways through those trees, you can't see them.
right,
It's very, I mean, like, for me, that's a huge
yeah, right, the road, yeah.
con for me, for anybody that doesn't drive these roads every day.
Mhm,
And then you're gonna throw people that don't know how to drive them, or, you know.
right,
aren't
aren't familiar,
familiar with
yeah,
how,
right,
you know, we drive them, and then you're gonna throw bikers on there with it,
yeah, okay.
cyclists and foot traffic on there,
Yeah.
it's scary.
It's just, it is relevant and needs to be considered. One of the things we had also mentioned was like a 5-day consecutive nights. And that kind of brings in a different type of.
You know, I agree with that, but again, you're adding more and more rules and who's gonna enforce them and how are you gonna enforce them? You know, I'm just,
Yeah, and I mean, I have a short-term rental in Tiger.
Mhm.
And there's zero restrictions.
Right.
And it's in the neighborhood with families, and so I'm very communicative with the
Neighbors and,
well, with the people staying.
yeah,
Like, this is not, that, that driveway is not to be walked down. It's not a road, it's a private drive. And I bought these nice little bronzed private drive signs
Mhm.
for them to put on their driveways so that they have, and then I just let them know, like, those are families. It's very private, don't walk down those roads, turn left, cause it kind of looks like you could.
you're right, right. Does Tiger have a government?
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
And do they even discuss?
I called the mayor and talked to him and, just said, I just wanna make sure I'm following all the rules, and he just said it's too small of a community that they don't even bother with it,
Okay.
so.
Our thing here, though, is the problem, I think, is there's a lot of land in Tallulah Falls. So someone could come in and, build a lot of eventually rentals, right? I mean,
Yeah, this has a 10-year and, must be an existing home 10 or plus years old. Written
They
into,
just can't build.
this is just what they had brought to us,
Mhm.
just to reiterate, and I think they covered that in that way.
Mhm.
Also, our subdivision and is something that was on the docket for today, and that hasn't been updated since like the 80s. And so that's what we could be putting our energy in.
Well, actually, we're gonna go over that. She's not talking about subdivisions. She's talking about subdividing lots, but we'll talk about that and,
I know, they all kind of play a role, and so it's nice to
Right.
flesh it all out.
yeah,
And then say, hey, this needs to be on the back burner for now, because we need to focus on this and we need to focus on that, and then they come together.
yeah.
So, yeah, it would be nice to set this on the back burner until we hear back from city council. And,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know when that would be.
Well, I mean, I'll tell Linda
Give us direction.
Yes.
Tell us what you think, so we can.
Do they need more information on what we were considering, or? Is this something they just want like in an email format, or does it need to be again next month in a meeting? Like, how do we get information to people in less than 30 days? Like, I could have it to somebody in 30 minutes, but if it's waiting 30,
I don't know, I kind of got the idea that they didn't wanna discuss this with us, like, they wanted us to decide and then,
No direction.
I know, that's fine, I'll go back.
And like the tree ordinance, we went forever.
Yeah,
Like, they've just been like, we have zero interest in that. We don't care what you do on it. Like,
Well, and again-
whatever you come up with, it's a no from us.
well, and this, and
Okay,
again,
that is fine.
this came,
good, I mean-
yeah, tell us that, yeah, because this came from. It didn't come from us, we didn't
Right.
start this discussion, this came from the city asking us to discuss it. I don't know, did they think it was gonna be a straight, oh, we don't wanna do it? So let's just tell them we're not doing it, or I don't know. So I'll try one more time and ask them if they can give us any kind of direction, but, if I get answers. Again, I don't know, instead of continuing talking, I mean, we know what the problems. So,
and we can solve for the problems, but the solve is gonna be the ultimate deciding factor. Those problems have solutions, but the solutions aren't necessarily going to satiate the community. So I guess we just present it as best we can, if that's what they wanna lean into.
mhm,
I mean, we don't have perfect answers, and that's a lot of what the nuances of rentals are, but putting a lot of restrictions on the people that are using the service, administration and tracking. Basically, where we have them, basic reporting, rental days, complaints, making sure it's locally registered. Stuff like that.
now, are you talking about the people who own the rentals doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, honor and responsibility in owning short-term rental,
Mhm.
and that's what we need to suss out. This is an honorable situation, like, to the community, you have, expectations to be met. The community wants to know they're gonna be safe and that we're not bringing in, problems, because we are a small town and we can only handle so much, but,
Well, the last thing they want is for people to constantly complain on.
Right, so you
Well,
say they would be
right,
good stewards, you're
They'll be
saying,
good
yeah.
stewards, absolutely, yeah, and it is important, I mean, it is the deciding factor
Mhm.
in this happening or not, so I do feel like they would be diligent. You know, it's just finding out if they even want it, if it's even a,
Exactly.
yeah, so I think, I mean, to go and saying we have problem solutions. You know, how far do you wanna, do you want that, do you wanna discover what this is? Do we already have a noise ordinance in place?
Yes,
Well, do you know what it is?
and I was gonna actually, after we talked about that, there were a couple things in the short-term rental
Mhm.
ordinance that, I thought if we leave that for a little while. One of them was the noise ordinance, there's one in the regular ordinances, not the short-term rentals. So I thought that either the short-term rental ordinance should repeat that. And the rule they have is it is unlawful for any person or entity between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. to make, cause, or allow any noise from a source within his or its ownership or control that is plainly audible in the interior of any sealed dwelling within a residential area. So that's there already. So why not just restate it in the short-term rental? Because, or say, see section 23(4) of the Tallulah Falls ordinance, noise audible within dwelling section, because right now. It's not in there, but they would still have to follow it anyway, because it's
Yeah.
in the regular
And it
ordinance.
needs to be plain, so they're not having to go,
Right.
I am pointing it. Point
Well,
back to
7 a.m. is early, I mean, I'm surprised 7 a.m. is,
10 p.m. It's late.
10 p.m. is late, and
It's late in the
7
middle
a.m.
of the
is
week.
early.
I
Yeah.
guess not on the weekend, but
Cause where I'm located is next to the plot that's been completely annihilated
Mhm.
and then is being built up now to be a business
Mhm.
in the residential area. And it's like 7 a.m. You're awake, fly machines.
Oh,
Making
already
noise.
now?
Yeah.
Currently.
Current-
I didn't know if they were working on that or
yeah,
not.
we've tried in the past to have construction noise. A small window for that.
But they did not
Council turn it
do
down.
that because, there
But it
is,
was like. It might have even been 7 p.m., but it like ended by 7 p.m. because we had dump trucks that were coming down the road at like 9 o'clock at night. Hitting their brakes, making all kinds of.
I mean, it's one thing
like
to
shooting
do
right
that.
of our house windows.
Well, this is why business and residential don't
Mix.
mix. Because 7 a.m. building construction is very different than like blowing the yard.
Right.
But
yeah,
yeah,
and they
7 a.m.
will start earlier in business is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, that's a very early, make as much noise as you want.
And I think it's 7 days a week too.
Yes.
Try to say no on
That's correct.
Sundays, like
Yeah,
half day on Saturday for construction and then turn it all down.
okay.
Don't wanna do anything.
Well, it's always okay to break them.
Yeah, right. Well, especially now you're living with it. Nobody was
Okay.
living with it.
Let's say before, we had short-term vacation rentals all across Fry. They're trying to enjoy their
I
their
know.
rental, and you've got construction
Yeah,
waiting
That is
them up.
not gonna be good. I mean, it's not.
No, they're gonna complain to the people that they rented from, like, why didn't you tell us this was going on? We spent,
Yeah.
all
and
this
we-
money to come up here in our vacation
We
trip.
couldn't sleep in past 7. Yeah, I mean,
It's not a
it's
peaceful
super
life.
relevant.
It is, I think that all, and I don't think unless you are in the middle of it, you
Yeah.
don't understand how annoying it is.
Yeah,
And we are now in the middle of it. I mean, this is like a new disturbance, fairly new. Also the leased lots on the lake are not even operational for a short-term rental. So they're.
Correct. yeah, you
completely out
can't,
of
yeah,
it.
no, that's right.
And we had brought that up last month, or 2 months ago, so I just wanted to reiterate that was definitely not an option.
So. So if they do noise. In a. Short term. Would you wanna try to make that shorter then, or?
I mean, 9 is a business time, it's when businesses start businessing. 7 is when people are like maybe getting up, maybe not, so it's, if if we landed in the middle at 8, it would be better. 7 is kind of wild, but I mean, if I was working construction, I'd wanna be there at 6.
Exactly.
I'd wanna be there at 5:30.
Yeah.
Because that's the hours that it's not hot and it's a good time to start. Be done by 3, but that's just,
Right, see, this is the problem with such a small city and everything's right on top of each other.
yeah. But I mean, that's the thing, like, you don't get what you want.
Right.
But the people that have a right to the land and pay taxes and whatnot, they should have a say. They should have a say that's valid. People that come in and do a job and aren't there for the long run, they should not have. a say.
Right.
That,
Okay,
this, we have to protect our community in a way that's like mindful for the people that are investing back into it,
mhm,
not the people that are just making money for a short time.
yeah,
So prioritizing the landowners and the taxpayers over the, it's gotta be considered.
yeah, right. Well, do we wanna suggest a time? Number one, suggest adding a time to the short-term rental, but also maybe changing the time?
Okay, I go to bed like super early, so 10 o'clock is like, you're disturbing me,
Yeah, like,
but most people don't. So I don't think we I don't think we need to shorten it on that end at least.
mhm,
Even though I'll be the one that like.
right. Can you hear the construction noise from,
I walked on my front porch today and I can hear them talking,
oh,
like almost make out their entire conversation.
wow, really?
In my house, I can't hear them. Sometimes if they make a lot of loud noise, I can hear them inside. But I was like, is that Tina? Like, no, that's a house on the other side through
That
like
was
the
this,
tree.
this morning.
And
it was
that was kind of
Intense.
crazy today.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know, it's just the start. So that's kind of why I'm like, well, maybe we could bring it
Yeah,
up
the
because,
construction time needs to definitely.
yeah. I'm not mad at the people doing the construction, but I think as a community, like, like I'm not gonna go out there and yell at people.
Right,
Do that.
exactly.
But I would think that our community would kind of make it a little bit more, reasonable. And 7 AM is not fair.
Yeah, okay.
Not even to drop your truck off to
No.
the equipment off the back.
The kids don't even have to be at school until 7:55, so we don't even need to leave the house till,
Yeah,
so getting them up, I mean, maybe it'll get my kid up in time, but,
Yeah, I'm not,
You know?
I'm still in bed by now.
yeah, so.
It's,
all right, well, I'll talk to Linda. And just tell her we wanna discuss that again.
Yeah, I mean, because if we do say, okay, we're gonna have this special district in Fry and we're going forward. That's not fair to all the people we just said you can have this, but now your renters are gonna be. Have to be subjected to this or that or whatever.
Yeah, right,
Mhm. It's not gonna work, cause even though when I have entire, the long going company showed up.
yeah,
And he's super nice, but I forgot to tell him like, don't show up before noon. And so she was left a message, private message, just saying like, I wish we would have known they were coming because we felt like we needed to hurry up and leave. And it was a non-issue, but I was like, just the lawn being mowed was an issue. So like, yeah, short-term renters have expectations that they can sleep in.
yeah,
So it's like, yeah, here's this ability to do it, but the reality is that we've got probably 2 or 3 years of 7 AM noise, 7 days a week. Before that place is finished.
No, I mean, it can be.
That's what I'm
Not saying
saying.
it would be, but it very well could be.
Yeah.
From 7 AM to what, 9 or 10 at night? Yeah.
I mean, if they wanted to, the laws allow it.
That's gonna make it miserable for everybody.
Yeah. So we just have to be real, so real, and this is not.
I mean, if you even try going to Disney World, you can stay at some really good places for really cheap if construction's going on here.
oh, really,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
they'll have big discounts
okay,
if you're have to be next to construction.
Yeah, so, we need to this is looking like whoever's doing the construction has carte blanche. We can do this as much as we want, this is a great place to do this, let's go do this here. We've got a lot of leeway. There's not a lot of restrictions, is what I'm saying, on their end.
and how close are you?
There's not even a tree line between us.
Oh, you're up in Mary Beth's,
Yeah,
Okay, right, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
oh God, yeah,
So she probably read the words on their t-shirt.
right, yeah.
I was just like, hey, y'all want some coffee? What, hang your cup out. And just pour it off the floor.
Oh, boy.
But they're probably great people. I don't know them, but
Yeah.
as far as the community saying like 7 a.m. is a totally okay time to start construction, and 10 p.m. is a great time to stop it.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know when.
Construction is
those
very
times-
different than noise.
Yeah,
Or
played in the
just-
yard.
Yeah, so like, this is the first time we've had business mingle with residential. And it's just gonna present a lot of problems along the way. I mean, that road's gonna get tore up with those dump trucks coming up and down it. And if those dump trucks aren't going 15 miles an hour,
And then you got a car trying to fly it in.
yeah, and then you got people coming and go, it's just like, yeah, we're in for a lot more than we even realize. I think things will just start to keep coming up.
Is there a speed limit on that?
15?
Okay, and do they follow that?
No.
No, it's actually really hard to drive 15.
I was gonna say, if you are driving 15 miles an hour, everybody's wondering what you're up to.
Yeah,
Who are you? What are you doing?
it's
What are
quite
you up to?
slow, but it's also really important to drive 15 miles an hour on that road, because like we've come up to a turtle half the size of this table.
Yeah,
You know, and we're like, oh my gosh, we could have, with turtle, you know, so.
well, and how much wear and tear are the construction trucks gonna do to that road?
And a
And
lot, because it's supposed to have a weight limit.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it's not built to be building hotels, it's a residential for a reason. Residential comes into all these other guidelines that were appropriate, and now they're not appropriate because we're not doing residential.
And they spent a lot of money on this road.
Yeah,
well, that's what I'm thinking, and if they're
It's a
gonna
lot nicer.
spend more on it doing the trails, yet they're having that construction go up and down, what is that gonna do to it then?
Yeah, what will Russell Trails do?
Well,
They're
we'll
gonna have to
know.
come out that other stuff. Like if you brought it up and you look, that first house on the right, they marked a tree that is this far into their driveway as like a possible edge.
Oh, so they're gonna be taking
They've
people's
given them-
property.
Also, if to do it, like they've given, like, I think they're trying to give them all options, like, this is what it's gonna look like if you do it over here, you're gonna have to go all the way over here. If you decide you're gonna do this, that you're gonna have to cut into this.
It all really does combine into one thing. I mean, the roads being done, new buildings being in place. If you get short-term rentals, then that's gonna be if everything affects everything else.
yeah, but the laws have to be updated and discussed like we're doing. I
Yeah.
mean, we have to stay on it. It's just why we exist.
And I mean, I hate to see Russell Trails come for the reason that you're gonna have cyclists and pedestrians mixed with that. But if Russell Trails comes and means the road is gonna be a little bit wider and safer and some more safety precautions put in, because I can't see the DOT investing in what's there now and not doing it.
Right.
Having responsibility for that, but, you're gonna get a lot of less pushback from people that was one of my concern was primarily traffic with all of the short-term vacation rentals from the get-go. And I've got a child that's 14 years old and he's gonna be driving through this. And
Yeah,
that terrifies me. So I think as much as I don't want to see it, at the same time, it could bring enough of a safety increase for that road that you're gonna see less pushback from people too. So knowing what, I mean, and they're not gonna share that with you either.
no,
Like
yeah,
what their plan is.
no,
And that's why those surveyors have come back multiple times. They've had to come back to look at other options because I think that there's really no good option.
right, it's just, those roads are too small to.
Yeah.
Why aren't they gonna share the information? Why wouldn't they?
Because it's new from us. They're not gonna decide until they decide what they're gonna, they're not gonna open up and be like, oh, here's our options. They want to hear from us on all that.
Well, I think too,
And that, they're not gonna let us tell them and then find out the cost. I mean.
that's it, it's gonna be very
One of the
expensive.
things that guy said was like, I mean, part of it, you could have to move this whole, like, they're gonna have to move this rock, that big
Right.
rock in the middle might have to go.
Right,
That's gonna cost a fortune.
Yes.
Get that out of the way.
yeah,
So I think that they were really giving them like every possible option to make it work and how bad it was gonna be. They work hard on it.
okay, well. So, I'll talk to Linda about,
If it forces the issue of safety, I think we have to look at it in a good way.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because, there's a lot of what ifs, but if safety can be of the most important thing, and if we reiterate that and keep that at the top of the list constantly during the process of that, I think we would come out a lot more kind of well-minded by it all, or, how do we do that? Because,
like I said, that was me for that was my biggest push against it, was strictly for the reps.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not concerned about water, we have a well, we're not on city water. I really don't care as far as like, it wasn't gonna be right next to me as far as the noise part. That somebody like you have,
Yeah.
it's my fight for the noise is completely different from yours, but like, have my child that's fixing to have to drive this road and I've almost hit people walking on it. Not to mention like, before when I had a Tahoe, like it wouldn't even fit with mine and my husband's truck could be on the road together at the same time.
Right.
It was like that kind,
Well,
that,
that's for our street. I'm right behind Tallulah 1882 and there's only one car. I mean, you have to pull off the side on somebody's grass to
yeah.
Yeah.
go by.
Well, when you come across the lake right here, I have to stop and look and make sure nobody else is coming down here because somebody else is coming. I won't even pull
Right.
right to the stop sign because they might be turning left too. And if we're both there together, neither one of us can go.
Yeah.
So it's like little things like that that we know to look for that
but other
renters
people,
aren't going to.
yeah, first timers definitely
Yeah.
don't know how to
And that's
navigate.
not fair. I mean, to them.
Yeah.
Good signage, all that, it's so important.
So, and I think with the rails to trails, they even talked about like a roundabout right there.
Yes, they did.
So
Yeah.
that would alleviate a lot of that too. So it was like really was bringing in a lot of
Good idea.
positives
Yeah.
that would offset like people like me that was my biggest
Yeah.
push against it.
Yeah, and if you don't advocate for that, they're gonna take the path of least resistance, which isn't always the safety in one, so it's really good to have your point of view on it. Yeah, it's important. So we're tabling the STR to ask, and then we can talk about the next thing on the document.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Like I said, there were a couple things in the short-term rental ordinance. Another one of the things that when I read through it was when you're talking about, there's supposed to be a person that gives their name, phone number, who you can contact for these short-term rentals. The age there is 18, and I think that should be lifted to 21. If there were any problems ever, I don't know, an 18-year-old,
Well, an 18-year-old can't really,
if they were drinking
I was
or
about to
anything,
say, can they legally like take
right,
and
No.
get rid of it?
So they actually said 25 in their paperwork.
no, in our ordinance, I'm
Our
sorry.
ordinance, okay,
Yeah.
our existing
I-
ordinance.
yes.
For the person
Yeah.
on call,
Yes,
for the property manager on call or whatever.
yeah, I mean, at least I think it should be 21. What do you got, I mean, do you think it should be older, or,
I think you run the risk if they try to take alcohol, pick up alcohol, if somebody left it there and they've gotten it
Right.
in their car to get rid of it or whatever.
I mean,
Now,
it
if the
needs to
person
be
over
over
21
18 for sure.
Yeah.
If the over 21 sends their grandchild or their child to go do something like cut the grass or
Right.
move some limbs or a tree to fell, that's different, but yeah, maybe the point of contact.
yes,
the
that's
initial
what I'm
point of
talking
contact,
about,
yeah,
yeah.
should be over 21.
Yeah, I think that's 25. I mean, 21 and 18 are like. I don't know.
Do they
The
even
big
have
L is
conflict
not even formed until
Right,
23,
right.
so,
They know conflict resolution?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, would you, cause I'm gonna suggest these things, and if you think 25, I have no problem.
I
with
think
that.
25,
Yeah,
Unless they are the legal property owner.
Yeah, which
Right,
on average is 29 and up. I mean, I don't know very many 21-year-olds that can,
right,
No.
but I am in Athens a lot, and 21 is like
Yeah.
what?
right,
It's like 12. So, yeah, 25 is like, okay, you've got a fully formed amygdala, you're, in the world, you've had your, humble times. But 21 is.
yeah, that's fine, so 25 unless you're the legal property
I
owner,
think so.
okay?
I think so.
And okay, and another one was parking. They made it, I would say ban all street parking for all vehicles. The way they worded it, parking, vehicles, trailers, and watercraft shall not be parked on the right of way so as to hinder access such right of ways and shall not be parked along any roadway which could cause safety issues, hinder access to such roadways, or be in violation of any laws, regulations, or ordinances. That's a lot of talking for, I mean, I would say ban all street parking.
I don't think you can.
Why?
If it's available, I don't think you can ban it, like over on this section. There's all that you can park at around, I think where their rental is. Like right across the street from my house, there is a little area that we use sometimes when we have a municipal delivery, they can park in, that's completely off of the roadway. But, like, like in front of your house, it may be where you.
No
cannot,
way.
There is.
Yeah, there's no,
Further down from my house, you could not at all, there's only like one section of where we'll park to go.
yeah, but
Um,
do you wanna give them that?
I don't.
You know what I'm
but-
saying? I mean,
Yeah, I
why
don't,
could we not
but-
ban that? I mean,
Because some properties have it where it could exist. But not all. And I mean, if they decided to build more over here where Ann's got hers, there may be room that she's able to have on some of those, because I think they own across the street too. Where you could have where she could clear out land or whatever.
well, that's different. If they own it, that's fine. I don't think it should be on the street at all.
I think it should be on the property. of the
Correct,
person
that's what I'm
renting.
saying. I don't care.
It
if
should
you
not
put
be
it-
off property.
Thank you, yeah, and you don't, in front of your house is not your property. Street parking is not your property. That's what I'm, you know
So
what
the
I'm,
verbiage might be better spoken to say must maintain parking within the property owners.
boundary, yeah.
Parcel boundary, in the boundaries of the parcel, we can look up how best to articulate that so that it's not vague,
Mhm. Because I just think if you let that happen. And then we let rentals in. I'm just afraid of, there's, the roads are just too small out here.
Yeah, some definitely are, agree, it's just, it would not work at all, but, so like, some could,
But why let them?
and I would not want to park my car there.
Right, yeah.
So the 90-day annual cap, I thought was good because it reduces, it prevents people from like commercializing this area. So they had a 90-day, annual cap in that, in their request.
yeah,
They had mentioned that, and also the 5-day minimum plus the 90-day. So it's being very specific that they want it to be.
yeah, I understand what they're saying and they're trying to be good stewards, but. First of all, again, who's gonna check to enforce this? And second of all. What if somebody comes in and says, well, I would rather do this and this, you know, what I mean. Comes in and says, can we do, 120 days,
I mean, it's just no. I mean, at that point you can discuss, but like,
Mhm,
you can just be like, this is a hard and fast document.
mhm,
After a year, we could revisit with amendments
mhm.
that they could bring forward, but, it is what it is. I mean, there are reasons these are in place. We're not like coming up with this willy-nilly in one meeting. We're having lots of discussion.
Yeah,
So, so everything has like a very full circle reasoning behind it, it limits commercialization. Keeps people from coming in and being like, I'm gonna have a 365-day.
but now, if you put these rules in place. Could somebody come in and say, well, I wanna do a short-term rental? And. I'm just afraid of lawsuits. I mean, I don't know. If they're in the rules, that's it, they're in the rules and you have to follow them, or can somebody say, but what about this,
Well, you do have to have rental insurance.
And
Yes,
nowadays, that is not in the short-term vacation rental ordinance where they require proof of that. And I think we should
Oh, wait.
have it added.
okay,
Did I miss it?
Well, and
No.
also, even if you don't show proof, you have to have it. You cannot do that.
yeah, right,
It's fraud, so it's a felony. So they do have to have it, but proof of it to the community or to the,
Just to get your license.
Yeah,
and
that
renew it
needs
every
to
year,
be-
you need to show that you've had it the entire time.
Did you
it's just
call it
part of the
something?
onboarding process.
Did you, short-term rental insurance, did you have a name for it? Did you just tell them?
It's just commercial liability or commercial
Okay.
insurance for their structure and liability, I guess. I don't know how
I
they,
mean, it's specifically STR.
yeah.
And then
I have not seen a policy
Okay,
personally, but I would say it needs to be, I mean, I would
If
assume
I'll-
that
I'll-
the insurance company would want you to have commercial liability.
oh, for
and
sure. Oh, yeah.
Like $1 million minimums.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the risk you're taking as a homeowner is not worth it. I mean, it's dire. So like, yeah, I'm sure they have it, but having the town know it is important. I mean, it's just,
I think you need to get it, you have to show proof.
Oh, sure,
Like,
yes,
and
definitely.
not, I mean, not necessarily before you got your license, but within 70 days, or show it with a binder,
Okay, well, let me,
before you get your deck page or whatever, to show like, I've gotten a quote, I'm, going through this, we're gonna get it, and then show back up later with it, because certainly you shouldn't have to come out of pocket to pay for something you haven't gotten approval for yet.
oh, correct, yeah,
I think
yeah.
just show where you're going to, that you have, and then come back.
Okay, I'm gonna look to make sure again that it's not in there, and then that'll be
Yeah,
something else.
I may have
uh,
missed it.
And that's fine,
I think that's very important.
Yes.
For,
is this a
Push
time
back
where the
also.
notes that I had made on it, you can look over or scroll around in and look? Like, or could I send this to you?
Oh, you can send it to, Linda said,
Linda?
that's, okay,
Okay.
we just
That-
can't meet and discuss stuff by ourselves.
yeah, or we can't discuss an email,
Okay,
like we can't have conversations about things. I don't think an email, we can talk about what we wanna bring up and share, like, we're gonna add, like, I can say, I wanna, talk about this
So
at
I
our
could
next meeting.
email this to y'all and say these are the things we should discuss.
Yes, at our
Okay,
next meeting.
that would be great,
I'm
because I
pretty
think,
sure, ask Linda to make sure, but I think that.
Yeah.
We can't have discussions.
oh, okay, because I did prompt discussion, because I was like, great, we need to talk about this, and it was,
Well, and that's a good way of saying it, we just wanna discuss all
Yes,
this.
please add, can we add this, to the- can y'all look over this before we come back to talk
Okay.
about it?
because this is kind of everything we've discussed. Put out into a format that if city council was like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean, what do you mean? We can just, what do you mean, what do you mean? But this breaks it down to like the details, so if I can email it. And then y'all do what you want with it, and if it needs to get messaged, and then if you. And then yours,
Mhm. Yeah, that's fine.
okay,
Okay, and I've read in a couple others, like Raven County's short-term rental ordinances, they have a section that they added about, all units must have cell service available with the ability of 911. I mean, that's in there. Do you think that's something we should bother with? Or-
well, they
I
require
want to
land
get
units.
cell service in my own house.
Really?
Yeah.
They
I have
require.
one place inside my house when the power goes out that my phone works from. I have to, like, no lie, I have to be like laying sideways to make it work in one particular spot, or I've got something. A great internet then.
How is that possible? Yeah, they were also talking about having a landline.
Which is
And
really
some-
expensive, I had no idea.
Right.
It's like $60 a month,
That's Windstream for you.
yeah, for a landline.
Okay.
And they're not even landlines, they're VoIP.
Voice over.
So if power goes out, they still don't.
Yeah, right. Mhm. Can you get internet, cell phone service in your house?
Yeah, we get cell phone service just fine, but, I mean, again, it's a very niche, strange community that has lots of mountains and lots of,
Right.
I mean, we're haunted.
Like I get faster internet than people at the top, but people at the top have better cell service, better internet.
Okay. All right, so I guess we can't make people have something that they
I
can't
know.
physically actually have.
Yeah, I don't think that would be, they're close enough that they can get to somebody else.
I mean,
They
do
can,
they have access to the fire department phone?
well, even if they came to down to right here, you have a phone service. So even if you can't, you're within, I live like, what's that, a 7/10 of a mile up the road, so even if I had no service, I could come down 7/10 of a mile to call.
Yeah,
So I don't think we should have to require that
Okay,
necessarily.
what do you have?
Verizon.
Okay. And then you have Windstream for, yeah, they're the worst.
So I think we're so small that we kind of skip over that concept. Because Clayton does have that. Clayton's restrictions are some of the most restrictive restrictions I've ever read in the STR. And you have to have a landline, and you have to submit blueprints of your house.
See, I don't think that's a terrible idea. Just
You have to
for
submit-
safety
Mhm.
purposes.
Oh, yeah, so if the fire had to come in and rescue somebody, yeah. That might even be in ours, something like, let me look again, we'll look through ours again.
Well, ours talks about meeting fire codes, which would make you have to have
Right.
them on the like back of your door or something like you do like a ton.
Mhm.
But I don't know that they had to turn it in.
Yeah, right, okay. We'll check that out.
But it'd be nice to know, like, if they have gas running in their house, where the cutoff for the main gases and
Those
things
are
like that.
relevant things,
Yeah.
like, and also, like, these are really high houses. Like, we have a fire escape ladder in the rooms because there's so
We
high
have,
up.
Yeah.
same thing.
And it wasn't even that we have the ladder, it was like, here's how you use it, because those things are hefty,
Yeah,
they're not messing around. And each room should have it, because,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, if
what,
there's a fire on the left side of the house and that's where the ladder is, and you're on the right side. I mean, that, I was kind of shocked how,
do you show in yours, do you have, first of all, do you have gas in yours?
it's a propane house.
Do you show them, you know, is there anything that? tells
Oh,
them-
my STR is a cinder block, like probably as big as this one, and it's one story. And I don't show them anything, it's,
Okay.
they can see the front from the back and the side from the side.
Okay,
So they can stand in one spot and see every corner of the house, it's a really small STR.
well, okay, gas cutoff, what about water cutoff, would that even be something?
yes, because if, depending on where you're on the line, you could drain the whole tank up that hill.
Okay. Check to see if,
But the house where I'm at now, it's propane, and it is, I mean, it's dangerous. It's matched in,
yeah,
so, yeah. We
If
have
the
a,
power goes out.
oh, yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's no joke, I think it's a very. I would be nervous to rent one.
mhm. Okay,
I mean, I personally would be a little nervous. It's just sort of its own breathing entity. Okay,
okay,
where are we? Are we on safety and enforcement? We already went over that. We went over behavioral standards, enforcement policy for the renter, for the host. So like a 3-strike system.
yes,
Where-
and you know what, I know they have something like that in
Yeah.
our short-term rental.
And the bills
Maybe-
process. and
Yeah,
everything.
that.
Yeah,
Okay, and then, parking violations, noise complaints, failure to respond to incidents. You know, these are all violations, so just having that written out kind of satiates a lot of people's
from
fears.
doing it, or
Yeah.
from renters actually
you know-
doing it.
When it talks, in there in the short term, the rental, the things we already have, it said that you have to have information about, what the ordinances are for the town, like to tell your renter that. But maybe we have them specifically say, in this, you know, this location, there is no street parking,
Right,
period. Like
Right.
this location has none.
You have
But
to
like
park
that
there.
one that's like way over there could say, we only have this in this designated area that are street parking. That's it. You will get towed anywhere else. But just to specifically say those things.
So always err on the side of caution and safety of the community, it needs to be like the undertone of all of this. So whoever's signing up for a permit needs to just understand that this is an honorable gesture that you still owe to your community, you know. These things,
Mhm.
so it's kind of always reiterating that, so that when people are sitting and voting on this, or the city council is talking about it, it's very apparent. That is the most important thing, just what people agree about. And, you know, we're covering that. So the administration and tracking, so if all the short-term rentals are registered with the town.
Yes, which they have to be,
And then we have the local registry or listing page maybe on the website.
yes, yeah.
And like basic reporting. like required basic reporting, like how many days have you rented, what levels of complaints have you gotten, like just sort of a questionnaire, just to be like, how's it going?
Like have a form that they can fill out.
It's just basic reporting. And then it can be that simple. You just be like, we just need to know how it's going because this is literally a test year. And it's
Right.
like that very transparent, like we are collecting data this year. To extend this or end this. So, you know. And then we'll have like an evaluation criteria, so like at the end of it. We would just pilot a new concept, or we would look at the number of complaints, law enforcement involvement. Property condition and neighborhood impact, economic benefit to the homeowners and the town. Which I do see a benefit,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think, you know. It would benefit the community and the town very much. And as long as our restrictions are done in the name of community, right? I mean, again, that's the whole point. So yeah, framing it as that it's not a short-term rental. It's not an approval of it, it's an approval of data collection under controlled conditions. So making that very clear, that this is not an approval of a short-term rental contract. This is the approval of collecting data under these controlled conditions. So it calms the opposition and it positions us as measured and responsible. You know, that we're taking our time and we're going about it very, and this is stuff I'll just send you. Okay. And, did you put this in here too? Were you the one that said that you had, collected information from ChatGPT in our text exchange, you may have mentioned
I had collected stuff from Chat GTP
on the
on
subdivision,
this, yeah, on some dividing lots, yeah.
which I love, I'm excited about this.
Okay,
Okay,
so, so I just had them write me a city ordinance for the town of Tallulah Falls, subdividing and merging contiguous lots. And that's what Linda was asking for, not subdivision, so I made a copy for everybody. And I'll get this to David and Ally. But I was thinking if you could just read it over, this month. And see what. If there are things you think need to be added or taken away. I just formed a question and then as it gave me answers, I kept reforming my question. And. And from what Linda said, that was for start, I mean, this could be the starters of what a subdivision will be later. But this is a simple, somebody came, I think it might have been you who asked, to be able to buy a portion of your neighbor's yard. Yeah. And we didn't have any rules for that. So she said that, for as far as doing something like that where you're subdividing it, or if somebody wants to merge and buy a portion of the neighbor's yard, that's what she wanted rules for.
What you have in place is earning. Bro, I just had a place, she will send me a portion of that land,
Mhm.
and she didn't get the bill.
Uh-huh,
Just buying the house and with it. But what you've got, I promise you, is very pro, there's a good reason for what you've got, it works, it protects. But don't waste your time calling me,
oh, no, this
Yeah, I
Linda,
was gonna say, I think whatever question it was that she realized then, she was like, well, we don't
We
really
don't
have
really have-
anything, we
yes.
probably should look at that.
that's
Cause I
what,
think even up what, my next door neighbor and his next door neighbor bought a lot and then split it and added it to their own.
yes, okay. And that's all,
Because it
and
made sense for
some of
them.
the things you have to follow, which you'll see in here. Like, for instance, the health department requires an acre for septic, things like that.
Right.
That's what so that's what's in here.
They just bought a lot that was unbuildable from
Right.
a third party, and then it made sense for them to split it with each other. Because the way it looked, or whatever, so like one just said, okay, well,
Right,
so they added it to the thing.
That's my home, I can help, understanding that may make perfect sense.
yes.
So,
Yeah, it's just, yeah, she realized there wasn't any kind of rules on subdividing or merging lots. And it's not, I mean, it's pretty basic. So like I said, if you guys want to read that over and then just decide if there's anything you think should be added or not, then after that, we can see. Then do we just have Linda bring it to the city council, or do we have to have a meeting with the public?
We do, I don't know if we can ask them, I think we have to have a public meeting possibly first before we can say, is this the direct, it might be that we can say, can you just look at this and see if it's the direction? Or do you think we want to
Go in.
back up on something or go a little more into detail on something else? I think we can ask them that.
Okay,
And then, but we do have to present first to, like, our final, I think, has to be presented to the public. And then it has to be presented to twice or just once for us and then once, I think once for us and then once for city council and before city council votes on it.
okay,
I think that's how it goes.
all right, well,
But it may be that we can be like, is this good enough to? Is there anywhere you think we need to add more or pull back?
okay, all right.
But
In the meantime, you
certainly,
guys can all
yeah, this is great.
look at it and,
Because this is a big deal. I mean, because there's some big giant tracts. I mean, that whole back
Yes.
side is a huge tract of land that.
well, there's a 5 acres that my husband and I would love to get, but people don't answer.
You don't want to hear it.
No, and they're not even, the problem is like, it's where the hotel is on, that's degrading, the Glendale, whatever. It's in a trust, and you can bet that there's nobody who's gonna make a decision on that land ever. You know what I mean? We've written to the people who supposedly, the trust that pays for the property taxes, but who knows if anybody's ever even reading any mail that comes to them regarding that. So,
I'm installing.
right, yeah, I'm sure they're not around here, So, all right, so that's it for that. Do you guys have anything to add right now? Okay, and did you guys have anything that
We just
wanted to come in?
come with all.
That's good to see. We need neighbors
We
coming.
need more people.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Out of curiosity. What brought up the short-term rental conversation? Because we way about the thing. We didn't even rent it, we did put it. The PMP rent, we got LSA, we didn't put it in that, just by the.
Because we have Airbnbs in the.
Uh-huh. It was actually people who own land here. Who came to, yes,
Yeah,
I
they.
mean, we were told right away, even when we put it in that name, you can't do it.
yes.
We never had.
We were going to.
One home.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just your property holding entity.
That's all.
Well, I just see this happening though more and more, and I mean, this is what people are into now is short-term rentals, and I don't see this going away, this issue.
It's not as glamorous as you.
I mean, we were in a pretty good way, but, it's coming to an
Mhm.
it's coming to a swift. As far as that, people don't have discretionary funds to spend and have a lot of time for short-term reasons,
Okay,
and they have their place, I see that. And there's a lot of issues comes with what you're doing. Is looking to the future, I mean, you're doing the thing about protecting the community.
yeah,
We came here and we can go to the county commissioner, make their town council, go ahead and go. And I think somebody thought that we want to complain about something. We won't contribute, we do not want to take away anything, we don't change anything. This is a unique place.
yes, yes,
We've watched our community transform into something we regret.
okay,
It's just natural, and you don't connect. But you can control that change. You have to look at this. What was your feeling thing?
mhm, yeah.
Yeah, I think what happened up there with the business, the hotel being built,
Mhm.
didn't necessarily happen like to us, but maybe for us. As a blueprint to how to deal with. Because there are huge amounts of property in Tool.
Yes, yes.
That. You know, Georgia's the second highest. State for centers to be built for.
Oh, data centers, yeah, you're for, yeah,
And-
yeah. They cannot do that to this pristine land.
I mean,
up
they
there.
They could.
Yeah,
If-
I don't know.
So we need to know how to structure that subdivision stuff and those planning and zoning, because they're looking. They're typing
Yeah,
into
you're
their
right.
own research. Where could we go? Where are ... available? And what was that Norton Realty magazine?
Mhm.
Did y'all read it?
Part of it, yeah.
I mean, it's not nothing.
Yeah.
And it was very alarming to read in a way where we're vulnerable. So getting this
Yeah, we can be proactive, not reactive.
Yeah.
proactive and protecting
Well,
the
and
community.
I've told y'all where I stand for short-term vacation rentals with safety, like is my biggest thing, but I'm also. You can't have every single person with the same exact mindset. I feel like having people that,
Right, sure.
to get other pieces, because if not, it's gonna be careful too.
Cause there's no way I would think about things that a 70-year-old think about, because I'm not 70. And I haven't been there yet, you know, and so we do need that viewpoint, but also being 25. In a community when you're 75, you don't move through the community the same way a 25-year-old does, and we need that viewpoint. If we could get more
No,
people
and I've had a great
in
time
here,
getting all my friends together to rent out at the condo.
yeah,
At 21, we'd had a blast.
yeah. But having more people of all age groups would be great. So if we could advocate for, you have to be 18 to be,
Are you talking about on the council or something? Probably,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
cause I mean, if we could get a 19, 25.
Well, you have to own property first. Or, rent a home. So
Yeah,
it can't be like somebody's child.
cause I know some younger people in the community, and I'm like, why aren't you guys on the boards?
Cause it doesn't, that's not where their life is right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need them to be
My
on.
listeners,
I've been on boards my whole life,
mine was
Like a-
not at that point when I was that age.
yeah. It's just like a democratic duty, I feel like, just get on board,
right.
pay attention to the community. You know, think about your neighbors.
Well, and I think when you get everybody that is affected by it involved, it brings more accountability to it too.
Mhm. Yeah, so trying to get the neighbor downstairs, they're 26. I'm like, why aren't you on this board? Your opinion matters, so, having,
So when we come to more discussions, since you have been involved actively and you have seen the good and the bad, we value your opinions to be
Yeah.
a part of that.
yeah. We need all generations.
Because I haven't been an owner to know.
Yeah.
You mean a short term?
Are you volunteering?
No, but things that we can think about,
Yeah,
really.
If you open streets up, they can fall.
Yeah, see, that's,
but they're not necessarily gonna use the.
But if you've got a landowner, that's a place that probably the main part, if you take that from one. Well, like us right here, we were sitting here and I didn't pay a whole attention, I really didn't too. I believe it was two Russian guys. The two guys that came down.
Oh, Australia.
Sit in the chairs, they're watching the sunset go down, yes, that's fine. But that's not public at all. We don't.
oh, you're talking they went on your property, like visitors to the city? Okay.
And
Are y'all in this house right here in the corner? Okay.
I was thinking of one, it just had time, but there won't have,
Mhm.
but we don't want to be the neighbor, and we don't want to really, but at the same time, we don't want to not build
Right,
people to, okay? So I mean, there's a fine line when they're trying to do the best you can for the town, still trying to protect people, like you say, the taxpayer.
yeah,
Well, and that's what I brought up the last time, was having like a binder in your rental to tell you like, this is what's acceptable in the town. This is where you're at, you can't do X, Y, Z, this belongs to, you know, so this is all private property.
They will try.
Right.
Because
Oh, yeah.
it's not stated. You didn't say I couldn't.
Right,
The only real question I have is, it's just a crazy question. Football. Couple gets in fire. In the drinking, some issue comes to 2 or 3 o'clock. You call the number that you got listed. Somebody in the other end will tell you that they can care less. Or they might say, we'll be right out there. And then it show.
Mhm.
If they don't, Lord help, when I met them the very first time, I couldn't imagine her having tried to cure. Oh,
that's my fear too.
Yeah,
do you have police that are here on the map or they're just?
No.
not for the city, but I feel like you would be able to call.
Haversham or
The
Raven.
problem is you dial 911 and you don't know which one you're getting. I think that's what people, I mean, I haven't had to dial it before, but some people have talked about being up here right in this area and you don't know which one picks up.
Because
Because it just-
Haversham and
Yeah,
Raven,
we
the
saw that.
line is, yeah.
Yeah, if you keep going all the way up and turn around to the top of the mountain, that's Haversham over there, but you gotta come all the way into Raven and snake all the way up the mountain to get to Haversham.
But at least you're looking, issues trying to make, progressive about it. You're trying to come up with something before you jump into it.
Yeah, it's just because we're such a small city and. I mean, these could be big changes that,
I'm just worried about my child running over somebody. Or somebody pushing them off the edge of the water.
Our son was, they have food space. On 2 different versions.
oh,
He came down here.
To the-
Lower Main,
Yeah, it was in April, May sometime.
and he does understand the maps, he says it was likely it's gonna wind up, there's gonna be a walking trail on the outside, like side. But the only way that's gonna happen is towards Crown, the breeze to it. He surveys about the, no church to Georgia, I don't know, I don't want to. For us, what our concern. We don't get people walking in for that,
right,
that's our concern,
right, yeah.
what liability do you have?
Yeah, and you've got a little dangerous area right there, if one of them just, you know, is pushing and shoving.
You said that the roundabout actually moves back this way, it moves away from the. They've got that plan, they've already got. I guess, what you're talking about, the expense, or something like that,
Cause that's,
that'll be what conversation.
I think so, and that's when I stopped and I talked to them and I was like, is this for Rosary Trails? And they were like, it is, and I said, well, this is not my forte, but you guys have invested a lot of time in here, and he was like, we are giving them every single option. He was like, I can't tell you what they're gonna choose, and it's gonna just depend on whose pet project this is going to be and who wants to attach their name to it.
Yeah.
And he was like, and it's just gonna come down to what they want to spend, but then they came back like 2 weeks later, and that's when you started seeing them even further, and I was like, ooh, they didn't like whatever they had that first time, and they were really getting into it. But I told him, I was like, how are you gonna make that safe? I was like, there's really no real option to make it safe.
Oh,
I mean, I almost hit them too when they were hiding at the rock. I don't know if y'all came when they were at the rock the last time, but if they had stepped out, they would have gotten just clobbered. Cause they were just right there.
Gus, I don't know if you know Gus Ames, that bought that cabin right there on the lot, and it is right in the road.
It
I
is.
mean,
Did you see the orange flag they put in their
Yeah.
driveway now?
yeah,
That's one of the options. But it's
Well,
like,
most of those markers are saying that the distance are simply measuring.
right,
They're markers to measure back, figure out what fits for it.
exactly.
We talked to surveyors one day last week, and that's what it's.
And that's just funny that they've come back and there's more. And then they're like, come up with a different one. I'm like, this is not good at all. There's no telling and what they're trying to get. They're gonna
Best
spend it.
case scenario would be if they had come down the way down that room. It just, not what surveyor said that they still.
Right,
He said, I wouldn't walk out there. There was. You know,
And that's why if you ever meet me on the road, I will straight up stop. Wherever I'm at, you can have all the right way to come around me because
I know you saw the segment, we tried to get off the road, basically, we tried to get as much off the road as we can,
oh, we can see y'all great. Y'all are good.
but it's tough. I saw it still, I'm gonna read, I gotta wash my sure I don't stick it. Blow them off the tractor or something, call them, they're just not.
No, but y'all, we can see where y'all are at. You couldn't when y'all had the bushes there,
Yeah.
so.
I was afraid somebody would get upset because of the cut the music. And they got told me some guy who said, thank you. Right,
Yes, because they would scratch your car up and they were half dead anyway.
but they've probably been out loud.
They have.
Oh, yeah.
They have. And I was just like, can you just have the lawnmowers just do this to it? So scratch our cars.
Well, I'm surprised that Georgia Power doesn't cut down the trees around the wires out here.
No,
Ones I talked to, I said, we'll only files, we'll only.
yeah.
Isn't it? We have a house in Claremont and those guys are out there twice a year cutting the limbs away from the
You
power
have,
lines.
you have big lines in Claremont that are providing power to lots of people.
Yeah,
We
we
have
don't matter.
76 houses where the power goes out here. That's it.
Two more trees out there. So on that road over there, native pines, and they need to, because the ball will let the fire out. Well, I guess they're 76 feet, I don't know.
Well, we have trees directly across from our house and they're they're on the lines.
We've got one that's just like leaning over it,
Yeah.
and every time the power goes out, they come out, we're like, can y'all cut that one? It's gonna fall.
They
No,
won't
we'll
do
get
it.
it when it comes.
Yeah, they won't do it.
Our power line is sitting like
Right,
this.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna fix that. No,
It's not
healthy.
preventative, they're not trying to prevent it, they're just there to react, not,
No, but they did try hard on our road. They drilled for 2 days to try to get down and put all of our power line underground on our road. Got 1 foot in 2 days
Oh,
of drilling. They're
yeah.
like, yeah, this is not.
Not gonna happen, too much rock, yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Alright.
well, keep coming, because I
Yeah.
think this is the best way to make change in any community.
Well, you're doing non-ways to service for the community, trying to do the best as you look at it. You really.
Well, we appreciate other perspectives too.
Yes.
We have not thought about, have not experienced or considered.
Yeah, and it is, the point of this is for everyone in the community to show up and have a say,
Will they come out?
instead of after the fact, being,
Right,
you know, irritated by something, it's like, but you didn't.
I think if we get to the point where we present something, there'll be a lot of people will show up.
That's good. That's a lot of people.
alright, so. I'll talk to Linda about those things and,
We'll read this, I'll email this, rendering, just to. Just
So
so
read
that,
it for the next.
yeah,
Mhm.
sure, yeah, and if the city council wants to know how far we've got. It's like, hey, we've gotten this far.
Do you want to just email it and let her present that to say, this is kind of what we're thinking, but give us more direction before we do anything else?
I would be fine with that.
This is everything unless I need to add any more things to it that you brought up, but.
I mean, do you wanna add just the concerns that we're running into?
Those are, all of this has been, I added everything from that meeting into here,
Okay,
and then I put in the paperwork that they gave us into
Okay.
here. And then, compared it with a similar community in Georgia that was very niche on a lake. And it wasn't very similar when I really delved in. And then I realized that we're just too niche and just went back to the drawing board. I mean, I kind of went in circles around everything to sort of keep us. I'll just send it, you can see it, we can move from there.
okay,
Because you'll either be like, this is okay, or this is not at all.
Okay, do we have to make a motion to present that as? Do we have to make a motion or we just?
Well,
under that, it's not,
we're new,
This is just
we're new at this, so that's why we're
Not.
yeah, I mean, just to say, this is what we want to, like, just ask council this.
we want
I don't know if you have to ask, I think you might, I don't think we have to do a motion for that.
yeah, because we're not saying this is what we're gonna do, we just wanna
This is
say,
where we're at.
yeah.
This
And,
is how far we've got.
and they can either not, not answer it. You know, I mean, like, so we'll see what happens, you know, and the city council emails are on the website. So,
Okay. Oh, this is public. If I message this to our email to one.
Yeah, everything in all of our emails public.
Okay, that's fine. Some of this says things specifically to,
Well, I'm saying the city council, yeah, ours are too, but the city council, all their, if we're gonna send it to the city council, she said, no, their emails are all on the.
it would be great if people read the email and then came in. So,
The city council isn't gonna do that.
No,
No.
but they'll usually send a message back through Linda to say. Do the, that, we usually get our direction from them. This is not normal for them to just say, present it to them and see. With no direction.
I think because they know it's not a
Like,
small, this is
yeah,
not small
Linda-
potatoes, this
Yeah,
is like.
no.
an
Yeah,
entire-
because they'll look to know where they're at though, because if they're like, nope, absolutely not, we're not doing anything else. We're done.
Yeah.
There's no point in us wasting our time.
So we're not even proposing anything other than a pilot. Like for the STRs.
Only for. The Fry district or only for lake touching or what are
I can
we?
have it say whatever.
It probably should be the Fry district since they're the
That
ones
was
who
what I-
asked and why expand it for right now.
Verbatim, it says Fry subdivision.
Yeah,
But I can have it say whatever you want. I mean, I'll send this and then if it needs amendments, that's what I'm saying. If things need amended, is it a 30-day? Like, this could take years.
oh, of course. Oh, and it was,
I mean, there has to be a way to kind of go a little bit. And I'll be honest, short-term rentals are. Airbnb is a really hard platform. It'd be better if the community came together and had their own platform. Because Airbnb just upped their rates 18%.
why do you need a platform? Why can't you do it on your own?
I mean, you can, but when
We
you have a
miss out.
platform, you have.
Oh, I see what you're
billions of
saying.
people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When you do it on your own, you have whoever looks with their eyes in that
Right.
direction randomly, because it's not actually that easy. I mean, Anne's got her place, I don't know how far out in advance, but anyway, it's, people drive through that park, so she has the advantage of the business district.
And Airbnb has some, natives from to host now too.
No, as a host,
They're-
it's not supportive,
Yeah.
in the
They're
last
getting
5
refunds
years.
and Stuff.
Yeah, they will not cover you, they will not protect you. They're using AI for all of their customer service, so you're not really talking to a person that can be empathetic or understanding of your situation. It's a very, yeah, it's
Cut everything.
very commercialized in a way that is not an incentive. So it would be to the Tallulah Falls benefit to have the platform. Where it's like, oh, do you want to stay in Tallulah Falls? Here's our own thing, like that would be helpful. But yeah, we are proposing a pilot STR, not.
And it would be a special district or special map, whatever they called it. Refer to. It would not
And
be-
this email is just to get direction.
Yeah,
and
is
no
this the
way
direction you're
this
headed
Any,
or are you
yeah.
wasting our time?
Yeah,
yeah,
That's all.
yep, and it's just a couple of lines, but I mean, if you go way back in here. Pulled up, Deep Creek Lake was a similar one to Tallulah Falls, but it's really not at all, because these houses it's just not the same when I went in, so. I omitted that, so there's some of that that'll be in here, if you want to look into it, you can,
okay, so if you're gonna send it to us, do you want me to,
Maybe not then, maybe just say, what direction do you want us to go?
yes, that's it,
Yeah,
not,
and just leave it at that,
yeah.
but send that to us, so we just have it for the next meeting, if we go further, if they
Oh,
say,
so to the city council, just saying,
what direction?
okay, are you? Okay.
Maybe since that goes into way more, we might not even be there yet.
Okay.
it really does go into a lot, it
I just don't wanna
I've-
see us
I've
waste our time.
entered all
They're
our
not-
permit, city restrictions and all of our zoning and planning from. The last time it was done. Which was in 2018.
Okay.
So just email this to. Well,
Yeah, and then I'll
and then
go back, talk to Linda again and.
And then I had it set it up in a way where it presents it to to the city council in a presentable manner, so that we're not just like, yeah, just so that it's digestible and not overwhelming,
Mhm.
because you can even change the tone on this. You can change anything you want, so, whatever draft that you wanna have sent, but if I could send this and we could discuss that, it would be nice, because it
Yeah,
does.
just send it to us and say this will be for our next one, if city council wants to continue this direction.
Okay, and then this one, we do the same thing, just,
Yeah, that, yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine.
so. Is there different emails for each person, or do I send it to like,
Well, you'll just send
Yeah,
it to us.
just a group email we had.
You have our emails, don't you, or no?
Didn't Linda send us a group email, I think, at some point with something on it.
yeah,
Maybe it was about the next meeting or something.
And if you don't end up, I can send you, I know I can't remember what he said.
we might need to just,
Yeah, as I said, she didn't, I'm just,
oh, if you would, because it's on,
oh, she did, she sent it with our minutes from the last time.
great.
Everybody's emails are on that.
Okay, so I'll send it, I mean, it's pretty basic, it's everything we've articulated verbally, it's just in a format that we can just look at it and check boxes and be like, yes, that's great. But it's an important thing to, from the beginning, to sort of establish a concept, and that's what this is, it's just a concept.
Yeah, no, we don't need to worry about it if they said. We
They're
have no
not-
interest.
Okay,
Right, yeah, and we'll see if I can get that.
Yeah, I know we need to know, do you have interest or not?
yeah. Okay, I did it, so I'll email it when I'm here.
And if the answer is no, then we need to talk about adding all of our other stuff to the other rent, the, what already exists.
Yes. Cause that's separate, definitely, yeah.
Okay. Because we've already spent like 2 meetings on it, so it's not been a small investment already,
Yeah,
so.
that's why I don't waste any more time.
Yeah, I don't know how black and white they are.
Don't hang on that. But just to get a feel. So we don't mess around.
Okay, I'll ask and see what happens.
Just, I mean, you don't have to say yes or no, just say, is it,
Will you?
do you want us to explore this with the possibility of it being a yes, or is it a no for now, for the foreseeable future? And we will come back next year or the year after, whatever you say. That just gives us a little bit of knowing.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so, okay, there is no new business. So, let's see, what time is it? 7:48. All right, 7:48, and I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Right, Christine? Okay,
You can,
I move to adjourn the meeting.
your second,
Yeah,
just making sure.
all right.
Let's see, I think that was first. That's it.